You guys want to know what the fastest growing sport is in the United States? Well, it's not this, it's this. Guys, this is called pickleball. For you guys that don't know this, because I got an audience from all over the world, this sport is called pickleball, and it's currently not only the fastest growing sport. Let me stop that. That sound it annoys me. I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of an annoying sound, so I'm going to stop. But it's not only the fastest growing sport, it is growing at a rate that's unprecedented in US sports history. Hold on, I just read an article this morning in the Boston Globe, and I've wrote a couple of things down that are very interesting. And don't worry, this is not a video about pickleball. I already made a video about pickleball, how to play pickleball, called Pickleball Mania. I said that's going to be the only pickleball video that I've ever made. So this video is definitely a tennis video. You just got to hang in there, okay? So let me read you some stats about pickleball. Currently, there's 4.2 million players playing pickleball. That's an incredible number. 21% up from 2019. And it's expected to keep growing at this rate or even more. So you could easily see over 10 million pickleball players in a few years. Now this is crazy. Listen to this. In the United States, the places to play pickleball are growing 2 per day. And guys, I knew pickleball could potentially be a threat to tennis when these courts were made. See, these used to be 2 tennis courts. So you can fit, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 courts of pickleball for 2 tennis courts. But guys, that's not why I knew this was going to be a problem. See, I'm trying to bounce this pickleball on the surface so you can hear it. But you know what this is? This is plexipave. How do I know? Because I saw canisters that said the official surface of the Australian Open. They made these pickleball courts with plexipave, one of the most expensive surfaces. While there's tennis courts in this park, and they are definitely not made out of plexipave. So guys, take a look. This is plexipave. See how beautiful these colors are? And I would take a look here at the tennis courts, and this is definitely not plexipave. And guys, listen to this sound. That sounds a lot better, doesn't it? But honestly, I'm glad that these courts are still around, because tennis courts are disappearing at a super fast rate all over the country. A while back, a guy on Instagram DM'd me and wanted me to sign this petition for these courts called Villano tennis courts in Chino Hills, California. And they were being torn up and turned into pickleball courts. And of course, I signed this petition because I hate seeing tennis courts disappearing, and the same thing is happening here in Southeast Florida. Take a look. So these used to be tennis courts that are now pickleball, and this used to be a tennis court that is now pickleball. So guys, if pickleball continues to grow at this rate, the tennis courts all over the country are going to be under threat of being destroyed and turned into pickleball courts. I'm not faulting anyone. This is simply demand. People are in love with pickleball. They are demanding these courts, and unfortunately, there's not much love left for tennis. And I'm not hating on pickleball at all. I played it one time and I had a lot of fun, especially coming to the net. Take a look at my wingspan. Good luck passing me in pickleball. When I approach the net in tennis, I'm not that athletic. That's why I don't come to the net. So it's hard for me to attack to the net all the time. But here, since the court is so small, I feel like I can get any ball at the net, and it's really fun. So as I explained in my original Pickleball Mania video, it is understandable that players are choosing this sport over tennis, because especially the elderly players who might have some physical limitations in tennis, they find it a lot easier to play pickleball, especially doubles, because they don't have to move. And it is a great thing that they're doing that. They have my full support. I'd rather have people do an activity like pickleball than not do any activity at all. So it is absolutely great that elderly players are picking up pickleball. But one stat that is going to surprise you is the amount of young players that are picking up pickleball. See, it's not only the elderly people who are picking up pickleball, but it's also young players. Let me show you one stat from the Boston Globe article. So it is 30% of the new pickleball players are under the age of 35. So it is an absolute myth that this is something that old people do. Everybody is in love with pickleball. And here's the reason why. We have this ball here that doesn't fly anywhere. It has holes in it. It's made out of plastic. It's a wiffle ball. You can hit it as hard as you want. When that happens, the technique doesn't have to be clean. You can just kind of whack the ball. It's very forgiving. Also, because the court is so small, You don't have to move much, especially if you're playing pickleball doubles. So it is a lot easier sport to pick up compared to tennis. So like I told you, I only played one time, but I think I can hit a pretty decent underhand serve. There it is, that's not too bad. But I miss my real serve because it's only a limited amount of MPHs you can get on a pickleball court compared to a tennis court. And I think that is the main reason why people love pickleball, because it's so slow. It doesn't require such good reflexes. It doesn't require that great of an athleticism in order to pick up this sport. In addition to that, it's also a very social sport. The only reason why these courts are empty right now because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But these courts right here are absolutely packed, and there's actually people waiting on the sidelines to jump in and play. You do not see that on the tennis courts anywhere in the United States. You tell me, when was the last time you saw somebody standing in line to jump on a tennis court? So what are we going to do about this, guys? I hate seeing beautiful tennis courts destroyed and turned into pickleball, because tennis is my life. While I have nothing against pickleball, I do have something against tennis courts being taken away from people. And I really don't have a solution for you, because what I'm selling is not very sexy. See, I don't sell secret formulas to tennis success. I don't sell instant improvements. What I sell is hard work. And it is possible that maybe people don't want to work hard anymore. Because while tennis might be simple, it is not easy by any means. It's hard work. In order to get better, to move up in the NTRP levels, you have to put in years of practice, tons of repetitions. And I think that's why people say, you know, forget this is too hard. Let me start playing pickleball instead. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a no BS guy. I'm gonna show you how to play. I'm gonna show you the technique, the right fundamentals. I'm gonna tell you what to do, but then you gotta do it, and do it a million times. And that is by no means a guarantee that it's gonna work. If it doesn't work after a million reps, I'm gonna tell you to do another million reps. And the reason why tennis is so much more difficult than pickleball, for example, because we have a much bigger court, the ball is flying much faster, it is a far more demanding sport athletically and technically. And here's what happens to a lot of people when they start playing tennis. They get out and try to rally, and they might only have a handful of balls with them, and they don't have proper technique, and now they try to rally, but the ball is going all over the court, and now they have to go pick up the ball. And this is, of course, not a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun playing with a wiffle ball, where you can, on the first try, start getting it back and forth. I do think it's a big problem that tennis courts are disappearing. And the only way we're going to stop tennis courts from disappearing is if we start filling them again. And the only way we're going to fill tennis courts is if we learn how to play properly. So guys, if you learn the fundamentals of tennis, and if you get the reps in, while the road might be hard, the rewards are going to be great. And people that truly love tennis, they're so passionate about it, they play tennis their entire lives.